What is up, guys? PetriFy here. Welcome back to a brand new video. You guys are watching some Core 6 gameplay on a new map in the background. And today's video is going to be based around everything we know about Core 6 so far. Now, I typed out a bunch of things that I felt they were very excited at talking about when I was asking them questions the other day. So I mainly emphasize on the whole part of them being excited, where they seem much more sure about certain things going to be added into the game. So we're going to be talking about a lot of those today. But keep in mind, everything that we talk about today is subject to change. It might be completely different than I explain it, or it might not ever happen. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, let's hop straight into this. One question a lot of people asked that apparently they kept going past on the video that I posted is how much will alpha cost and how much would beta cost in general. So they're going to do it exactly like how they did Phantom Forces with the prices. The alpha stage of the game, the very start launch of alpha, is going to be 1,000 Robux. Now, they're not doing that because they're money hungry. They're mainly doing that so the player base will stay lower. And obviously, if you make something very expensive, most people will not want to buy an alpha version of a game. So that's why they're doing that. And as the game progresses and updates, the price will slowly get lower. So around when beta first launches, the very first price for the beta is be about 250 Robux. I'm pretty sure that's what they're planning on. So just keep that in mind. So if you guys want to wait how many ever months it's going to take to get the beta, it'll be 250 Robux. Now, just like how alpha works, the beta price will slowly decrease as they update the game, and the final price for beta will be around 50 Robux to 25 Robux. That's what I was told. That's an estimate between that. But the game will launch in beta. They're going to release it in beta, but it's going to be much more of a finished game, and it's going to be very close to being out of beta, just like how Phantom Forces did, but they were in it for like 2 years, I'm pretty sure. Almost that. So keep in mind that we might be in beta for 2 years. And they do free-to-play Fridays, almost every Friday. Not every Friday, but almost every Friday. So I'll be going I'll live stream every single Friday whenever they do a free-to-play testing. So whenever you guys see me go live and I title the stream Core 6, I'm most likely playing it for free, and you guys will be able to join me. But don't worry, if you guys don't get to actually play the paid alpha version of the game, I'll be updating you guys on every single update that's added into Core 6, so you guys can always come back for more content as well. Alright, moving on to the next topic, which is weapon system and how you unlock them, and the whole unlocking attachment system in general. Now, all of this stuff that I talk about today could be subject to change, and it might be completely different when we go to play the game. I mainly was pointing out things that they sounded pretty excited about, that they really wanted to do. And they had different styles for each of these things that they wanted to do, but I am kind of talking over the ones that I felt were the best, and the ones when I was bringing it up and talked to them about it, they felt kind of intrigued and excited for it. So we're going to talk about those. So weapon system, there's two things that they said. One might just leave weapons at level 0. Everybody unlocks every weapon in the game, and I'll get into detail on why they're going to do that a little bit later. But basically, each weapon is going to have a tier system, and you're going to be able to unlock attachments through that weapon. Now, if they don't do it where everybody gets the gun free, they're going to put it in a weapon tier or streamline, they were calling it. They were trying to call it like a weapon line. So, for example, in Phantom Forces, let's say you're level 1 and you unlock this new weapon at level 5. That's kind of what they're saying, but there's going to be like a bar, an XP bar, and you're slowly going to progress, and eventually you'll unlock that next weapon in that XP bar. It's kind of the same system, but kind of not at the same time. So hopefully that makes sense. So those are the two ways that they want you to either you get the weapons for free, everybody does, or you unlock it through XP and leveling up. Now, me personally, I would much more rather unlocking the weapons because it adds a little bit more grind to the game. And yes, people will be able to buy guns. I know this is a big question. Yes, you'll be able to buy weapons. They don't know if they're going to put credit system in the game or if they're going to do it all through Robux. If you want this gun, you got to pay this much. And if you try to skip a bunch of tiers and just buy one specific weapon that you want, you had to buy all the tiers before that. So keep that in mind. So people will not be trying to buy the whole thing. I hope not. But it should be pretty pricey. So if you're gonna buy something, you just gotta respect them for spending that much money on it. I don't know what price is gonna be, but I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot. So unlocking attachments, this is very interesting. I thought this was an awesome idea. I think they should do this, and I was excited about talking about it, and they were also. So This is something I feel like possibly has a high chance of being in the game, but could change. So for example, let's talk about the Thompson, the Tommy gun, the gun that we're running around using right now in game as you guys are watching. Oh, by the way, this is some new map gameplay, just so you know. We're going to use the Tommy gun / Thompson for an example. So there's going to be about 8 tiers for the Tommy gun. All right. The base tier is going to be completely default, no attachment whatsoever. So let's say you level up for the first tier, your first unlock. You will basically unlock a suppressed version of that gun, maybe a better stock. For example, these are all examples. It's not exactly what's happening, but I'm just giving you examples, trying to help you understand. So when you level up that weapon to the first tier, because you're going to be tier 0, the first tier that you unlock, let's say it has suppressor stock, and then you'll be able to use that weapon. Now, you can't customize those attachments or take them off. You can either use the default weapon or that tier 1 weapon. Now, when you unlock tier 2, same goes for that. You either use default, tier 1, or tier 2 weapon. Each one of these tiers will have more attachments. The gun will slightly change quite a bit. But let's say you get the last rank. You master the weapon, right? There's going to be weapon masteries. So if you master that weapon, you'll be able to do whatever you want with all those attachments that you just unlocked tier-wise. I think this is an awesome system. Some people might find it a little bit confusing and ask themselves, why are they doing this and not just let us customize a weapon in general? It adds another aspect to the game that I feel like FPS games need right now. So this system is honestly really, really cool, and I do recommend them to do this. Some of you guys might disagree, but I think it's healthy for a game to change quite a bit and add new things, because just doing the typical Fan of Forces Battlefield unlock system is not the greatest thing to repeat again. So this system is actually really cool. Now, you will also be able to purchase tiers, so you can bypass tiers if that's something you really want, but you have to do it one by one. If you want tier 8, you got to buy tier 1, 2, 3, all those. So that's, if you see somebody run around with that at level 1, you should congratulate them for having that much Robux. All jokes aside, though, I really do think this system is a really good idea. For some weapons, there might even be like 10 to 12 tiers, so just keep that in mind. I think it's going to add a really cool system to the game overall, and I think it'll be fun. By the way, I'd love for you guys to comment down below your thoughts on certain things I'm talking about. You can like timestamp and reply back. I think it'll be cool. So next up, we're going to talk about cases. So when I was talking to them, they said cases are not planned, but if they do cases, it is not going to be anything paid. You're going to earn cases for free, and you're going to open them for free. So for example, how Fan of Forces had it, you play a game, sometimes you get a free key or a case, but this time around you'll just get only a case, and if you get one, you just open it. That's all. You get whatever's in it, which is a good idea. It's a good system. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but we have to wait and see. Another thing I do want to talk about, which is credits. They didn't seem 100% sure if they want to do credit system in the game or not. So we really can't say yes or no if we're going to have credits. It'll be nice if they did do it, because if they did add credits, they'll add more aspect to the game for free-to-play players. And we'll be able to buy like certain things just based off of our credits alone. And this will lead into our character cosmetics. Now, Bad Business is probably the best example that we can use right now, because they're kind of the first game that's doing a system like this, but Island Royale also did it, but without custom characters. There will be a item shop type deal, like Fortnite. Now, the reason why they're going to do it this way is so you can buy things outright. I'm trying to make sure they buy things outright. It's not, you don't get it just through cases. But like I said, those are going to be free. But if you were to buy anything, I'm trying to make sure it is, you can see what you're going to buy, and you can buy it right then and there. Kind of like how Modern Warfare is doing it right now. So having that extra currency in the game for credits and Robux. So if you want to buy it with Robux, you can buy it with Robux. But if you want to buy it with credits, you just buy it with credits, and you earn it for free. I think that's a system they should go for. But we have to see. And for everybody that's going to be asking about cosmetics, how are they going to work? What are they going to look like? Yeah, you might see somebody run around in a pink bunny outfit. It's very possible. I don't think they're going to try to fit the exact theme. The guns, the maps are all going to fit this theme, but they might make it a little bit more, I don't know the word to give it, but we might be running around in pink outfits if that's what we unlock in the cosmetic system, obviously. So just keep that in mind. I know some people are going to dislike that because I know they would much rather have like normal outfits that were used back in the day for each faction. So I know some people will be a little bit upset about that. But you guys got to remember, Phantom Forces never really had a good microtransaction system. They never did. Phantom Forces, I don't even know how they made much money off of that. They obviously they made a living. I'm not sure how they did with their current system in the game. Is nothing compared to what everybody else's games are like right now. So them pushing into this, I think, me personally, is a good idea, as long as, and I think it's a good idea for the future of the game and for everybody else, as long as they're also a free to buy system as well, not only Robux. So hopefully we'll get a free opportunity to get stuff as well. So as long as they do that, I think it's a great idea and it's a great system. Next thing I want to talk about is crossplay. This game is going to be fully supported crossplay, mobile, console, PC, everything. Now, the system that they're going to try putting in, I believe, obviously it's going to be more dedicated to putting mobile players with the mobile players and console players with the console players, but you are going to see a mixture of a certain amount of players in each of your games. There will be a slight system that tries to balance everything for the crossplay and make sure you burst more mobile players than PC, but obviously they can't see the future of how many players are going to be on mobile and how many players are going to be on console. But the good news is everybody will be able to play on their platform of their choice with a player base. That means you'll actually have full lobbies no matter what. So that's a good thing. I know a lot of people hate crossplay. I personally don't think mobile belongs alongside of console or PC, but I know there's some really good mobile players out there, so I definitely think this is a good idea. I went into a lot of detail with them about mobile and the issues that it possibly could have, like Bad Business had, but they said they know for sure that we won't have any big issues like auto shoot and insane aim assist. We're not going to have anything crazy like that. You will be able to customize your buttons. I know a lot of people had questions for that. Customizing your buttons on mobile will be a thing, so keep that in mind. Hopefully that talks about everything for crossplay, and I think this is a good thing for them to do because it allows us to always have full lobbies no matter what platform, because I know right now Phantom Forces on Xbox is kind of struggling, so this is good for them. This is really good for every console player. When it comes to player count, that's our next topic. They're going to try to keep it around Phantom Forces side, so 16v16. But if they can push it more, they're going to. I want you guys to keep in mind. They're doing a bunch of testing right now, so they can go more players than they will. They're going to try their best. But right now, the plan is to be seeing 12v12 to 16v16. It's going to be around that. I'm assuming they're going to go exactly what they did with PF and do 16v16 and leave it there. But if we can get more players for bigger maps, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. It'll change up the game and how everything flows in general. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys are looking for player base. Like, how many people do you want to see in one game? I know we tested 100 and something, 180 at one point, and it ran really well, but there was some bugs in the game that they fixed later on. Sadly, we didn't get 180 players again after it was fixed, but we did have around 110 players playing after everything was fixed, and there's no more lag issues. It ran great. I don't know about other people's PCs and how their FPS was going, but for me personally and everybody else that was in the call, it was running great. So they might try to push more. I don't know. But I'd love for you guys to leave some comments. What kind of player base are you looking for? How many players in one match? Movement system. I know me personally, I will feel a little bit sad that we don't have the Phantom Forces movement system, because we're not going to have that. There will be a dive in the game, but we don't know what type, what extent is the dive going to be. Are we going to be able to use it like how free we are using it in Phantom Forces? Are our characters going to be loose like how they are in Phantom Forces, just sliding around? And the answers for those, I think probably not. I think the movement's going to be a little bit more stiff because characters are grounded in this game, meaning that when you're running on the ground, it actually feels like you're running on the ground. Compared to Phantom Forces, you kind of just feel like you're zooming across the floor. So I think there is going to be more of like a Call of Duty style. The movement in this game is going to be strafe jumping. So obviously running and then jumping around a corner. That's strafe jumping. That's just an example. I think that's going to be the main movement that's going to be used in this game a lot. There is going to be drop shotting, just so you guys know. And they will have a dive. We don't know where that dive is going to be going, what direction they're going to take it. Are we going to be able to dive up like Phantom Forces, or are we going to be diving straight into the floor? I think it's going to be straight into the floor, because diving is going to just be us trying to make it into little divots in the ground for cover, things like that. So I don't think we're going to be going high with our dive. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that, but again, new game comes changes, and changes are good as long as they actually feel good. So we'll see. So that is everything that I know about Core 6 that are more likely to happen than most of the other things that we talked about. But keep in mind, everything that we did talk about in this video might not ever see the daylight in the game. So just don't think anything I said in this video is 100% facts and is 100% happening. It's very possible that it doesn't. But if you guys did enjoy this video and would like to see more of this updates in the future for Core 6, leave a like down below. It'd be much appreciated. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below for more Core 6 content and updates in the future. Anyways, I'm going to go. Thanks for all the support recently. I appreciate it. Peace out.